Okay, I'm back. Grabbed myself an iced coffee while I was at it. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention before there was with this build, getting it all set up ready to do a bow only run. I spent God knows how many hours getting those 31.5% gems with the weapon durability down. So this bow is pretty much a permanent addition to the build, even when it's finished. I do also have a second one, which is just a normal bow blade as you saw, and it's just got 27.2 gems on for visceral attacks. So basically in this run, as far as offensive consumables go, like throwing knives and molotovs, that sort of thing, those I can't use. But as for things that don't really deal any damage, things like numbing mist and whatnot, those I am able to use. Shaman's Boneblade I'm not going to be using at all in New Game Plus Plus against the Shadows, because even though it's technically not an offensive item to be used, it can still result in, enemies dealing damage to each other, and the whole point is for me to kill them with the bow. Hey there, Ral, how are you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. I did notice the comment you left on that YouTube video, though, about being away on holidays. Did you enjoy your time away? Yeah, so basically no offensive items being used whatsoever, but I am able to use the first form of the bow blade for visceral attacks only. So having that second one there with the 27.2% gems on it to maximize my visceral damage when I drop an enemy, or if I manage to land a backstab, which obviously isn't easy using a bow, then I can switch over to the second and, obviously more than double the damage from the visceral. Yeah, aside from that, I think that pretty much sums up the rules for the run. It's just sort of, yeah, bow form only except for viscerals. I probably would have dealt like, oh, I don't even have I don't even have the second one equipped. Okay, never mind then. Well, that probably would have dealt somewhere close to around 900 damage, maybe 1,000. And I am not stopping for anything here. I just want to get a move on. Yeah, let's just cross straight over the poison swamp, I think. And hopefully I don't get like one-shotted by a boulder. Didn't mean to lock onto you, wanted to lock onto you. liking the Bowblade so far? Yes, I am. I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with this. It's made some of the bosses pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna get frenzied here for sure. What? Again? God damn it. I don't think I'm gonna need more than one attempt at Amygdala, but you know, just to be on the safe side, I'll go and hit that shortcut. Did you jump down the hole? Nope. Oh crap, but I did. That wasn't intentional. The idea was to land on that little ledge bit there. So how long away did you have on holidays, Ral? Ah, okay. God damn, that was so stupid. Can't believe I did that. What? Okay, no, we're not doing this. I'm going to fight Amy. And this should actually be pretty easy. $1,300 damage. 1,500 there. Oh well, nearly 16. Wow, this is just tearing massive chunks out of HP. I'm not used to this at all. I was just in the DLC and... my charge attack against Maria didn't even do 500 damage. You healed your head already. Okay. This is New Game Plus, yes. I have always said that Amy's an easy boss, so it's not like this is very surprising at all. Ligarius, that should be an interesting one actually. Yeah, the shadows were a bit harder than I thought they were going to be. I think that was more to do with, yeah, managing the 3 enemies. And they had a fairly significant HP boost as well. But yeah, so far out of all of the bosses fought, Ludwig, Lawrence, and Maria were the three that caused the most troubles. Haven't fought Orphan of Cos yet, but you just know that one's going to be a handful. I did actually fight the Orphan in New Game before starting this. And yeah, that was a pain by itself. I'm not even sure if I'm going to have the sort of bullets and vials needed to take that health all the way down. So I might have to switch runes out so I've got extra vials. Like the 2 top tier communions, so I've got an extra 9. Okay, so you had 3 weeks now and a week later in the fall. How far off is the fall for you there? I'm guessing it's still a little way off. That's quite a lot of attention to detail on the inside of this count. In fact, a lot of the clothing and weapons have that. It's actually really good to see. You can really appreciate, you know, that fine design. Like how the bow blade has those grooves on the outside, and then when it splits you can actually see that the inside of the blade is just flat and the grooves sit on the outside. 3 months, kids have a week, school holiday, October, November. So using your last week of holidays then. Oh, okay, were you planning on going away with the kids anywhere? Not too sure how this fight with Ligarius is going to go. This could be a tricky one, actually. Go into the cabin probably. Usually autumn storms are starting to come in. Go down to the ocean to get away from waves. Love stormy weather. Sounds like it's going to be a good time away. That's for sure. And it's not too far off either. It's only, what, 3 months away now before October? Well, end of October. That works out quite well then. So it'll probably be, what, about 10 weeks time from now? I was actually thinking of incorporating the chalices into the New Game Plus Plus run. So going through all of those as well as all of the main game and all of the DLC. But I'm still kind of, I'm in an hour and about that at the moment. Dark Beast Pal was a bit of a nuisance to fight. So I can only imagine what Dark Beast Lauren is going to be like in Lower Lauren. It was constantly just baiting that Nova attack, the explosion that it does, and just trying to get a feel for what I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay, actually takes quite a bit of damage from that. What does an R2 do to you? Still pretty significant. Okay, maybe Ligarius isn't going to be as bad as I thought. I just can't really get a charge attack in while he's doing that. That I can. Yeah, my blood attack at the moment is sitting at 564 for the bow form here. Ooh, okay, I thought I was going to end up eating that. Nope. Oh crap. Well, I've got to die here. I used the first form by accident. I thought I was going to land a visceral, but I didn't. I wasn't sure if I had the second bow blade equipped or not. Otherwise, I would have actually landed the visceral. But yeah, hitting him with an R1 in the first form of the bow blade. Can't do that. Yeah, so 564 blood attack at the moment with the bow. I think when I do level Bloodtinge up to 50, it goes up to 704. The highest possible it can go at 99 Bloodtinge is 764. So it's like for the 25 levels. Okay. Yeah, from 25 to 50. It goes up by, what's that, 140? But then from 50 to 99, it only goes up by an extra 60. So not even worth pushing it up to 99, even if it was just you know, for New Game Plus Plus or New Game Plus 7. I don't think that 60 blood attack is going to make much difference there. 140 will. Okay, so now that I know I've got that second bow blade on, I'll be able to actually land the visceral and get a couple of thousand damage off. Probably could have switched over to claw mark, but yeah, I'm only going to be landing the one visceral here, so probably better off just sticking with communion for a while anyway. I would say it's more 25 and 50 with Bloodborne. Reason for that is you can go up to, let's say you decide to go with a strength build that has, let's see, uses the Kirk hammer. Obviously much higher scaling in strength than in skill. And let's just say that you've got like 50 levels to invest. Or no, let's say a bit more than that. We'll just sort of assume that the strength and skill are both at 10. And yeah, we'll just go. Now let's try and work this out. 30 levels. I'd like Ligarius to move away from here, for starters. Yeah, so we'll say 50 levels. Both stats are at 10. Now, as opposed to going with, like, say, all 50 levels in strength, bringing it up to 60 and having 10 skill, it is actually more ideal to go with 25 in skill and then 45 in strength. You will end up with a much higher attack rating on the weapon. So yeah, the cap between 25 and 50 is often not as good as investing levels up to 25 in the... Oh crap, are you gonna get this? Please don't, please don't. Ah, okay, well it didn't hit, so I'm fine. But I completely missed that visceral. So yeah, it's kind of unusual the way it works, but more often than not, unless there's a single stat scaling, it's worth taking whichever one isn't the main stat up to 25. You do have weapons like the Rikoyo, Ligarius Wheel. I think the bow blade as well doesn't actually have any scaling in strength. but it does have the Bloodtinge scaling. Same as the wheel, it does have the scaling arcane, although it is not really that great as far as arcane scaling goes. The stats you get from investing in it don't really seem to do a great deal, and the multiplier from the weapon self buff doesn't really, it's not really that noticeable. I mean, it's great for the Holy Moonlight Sword, but yeah, just not the wheel. So you can pretty much just assume that one's going to be a single stat scaling. So yeah, there's a couple of exceptions to that rule, but they're so few and far between, unless you are only going to be using just that one weapon. It's probably not worth making that single stat investment. Shot him out of the sky. Nice.